Great superhero movies, man. We got top 3 superhero movies. I say, in my opinion, shit. Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, and I don't know, maybe like an X-Men movie or something, or maybe like one like Chronicle. I like Chronicle. I like what's that one superhero movie with Will Smith? Like, I like a bunch of type of superhero movies, and this is not just comic book superhero. There's a whole lot of superhero movies. Captain Man superhero shit. That shit was, they hit that, like, that shit was terrible, bro. The worst superhero movies ever. Let's see.
Now, I love superheroes, and this statement will never change. But after watching Kraven the Hunter, I might consider it. This movie
I ain't never watched that shit. I have heard people say that Kraven the Hunter, what else? That Morbius movie. They said those was like the worst movies. Madam Web, those like the worst movies.
Please,
worst superhero
enough
movies
with
past,
these
like,
random anti-hero movies that suck major balls.
I didn't watch it though.
Team up, could do some good.
I watched that Morbius movie though. I just kind of liked it.
I know Sony released a statement that after this abomination, they were done making superhero movies. So it made me start reminiscing. What are some of the worst comic book movies ever released in the history of film? I'm not talking about the 50-50 movies that some people love and some people hate, like The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I swear, I'm not biased. I swear. But truly awful movies that should have never been made. I've picked out 3 different movies that I truly believe nobody enjoyed watching and have done irreversible damage to superhero movies as a whole. Before I get into the video, I want to say no hate to any of the actors from these movies.
Hey man, subscribe, bro. I'm gonna like the video, bro.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've been on that Marvel ride. Recently, Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman have been added to the roster, which really,
bro, oh my gosh, she's so fantastic.
Fine, bro. Say that again. Fantastic Four 2015 is not only the worst superhero.
What? This was a good movie. These niggas are just hating, bro. The Fantastic Four, this was made. I like this movie, bro.
Just the worst movie ever made. This movie was made during the peak of the dark and gritty era of comic book movies. What? No thanks to Zack Snyder. In turn, meaning all these motherfuckers had the darkest childhood filled with abuse and torment. For some odd reason. Especially for The Thing, because shit has been grim lately for this motherfucker in this movie. Which pales in comparison to this. Who is this?
Who is
I have never seen this man before.
Is this movie
what have they done to my goat? A big problem I have with this movie, besides all of the obvious ones, is how drawn out and slow this movie was. Much like Man of Steel, also I'm not saying Man of Steel is as bad as Fan 4 2015 here, but much like Man of Steel, it spends like a billion years on the origins of the Fan 4. Like, everybody already knows what happened to these guys, and there should be no reason we spend 2/3 of the movie on how they got where they are. Because it spends so much time on the setup, the final act and middle part of the movie are like 30 minutes max. Maybe not even that.
What the fuck is going on?
And it ends up just being the worst CGI fight that you have ever seen.
Yeah, the fight, that was a pretty bad fight, I'm not gonna lie.
Think of superhero teams. The Fantastic Four, Teen Titans, Guardians of the Galaxies. Why do people love these teams? Well, for me, it's the dynamic that the characters have with each other. That's the bread and butter of why the Fantastic Four is one of the most loved superhero teams in Marvel. But again, for some odd reason in this movie, half of it is spent with them hating each other with a deep passion. Johnny Storm has none of the charm Johnny Storm is supposed to have. Reed Richards, who is like top 3 smartest characters in Marvel, maybe even comics, seems dumb as fuck.
Yeah, he didn't look at me. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't really give off smart in that movie. I'm not gonna lie, he just gave off like main, like leader. You know, he didn't give off smart though.
You got no.
They be glazing at Reed, nigga, like he's so smart though.
Invisible.
Ben Grimm, who is a deeply insecure and tragic character, is spent as a meathead brute.
Gotta say, it's fantastic.
And Sue Storm, who I feel is the glue of the Fantastic Four, is kind of just there, bringing nothing to the table.
Yeah, I didn't even know. I forgot she was.
Read, R-E-E-D, read.
Oh, yeah.
Huh?
Even the OG
You said,
Fan
huh?
4 had some of those aspects. I'm not sure how it's possible to have a worse adaptation, but they did that in
Damn.
2015. Hopefully the new Fan 4 lands in these areas because so far the movie industry has been 0 for 3 with these motherfuckers. I kind of fuck with the OG Fan 4 though, to be honest.
Green Lantern.
Now there's countless reasons.
Bro, why do
agree.
people hate Green Lantern so much, bro? Like, I like Ryan Reynolds when he, first got the ring and stuff, and then, like the whole fight in the yellow dude. I actually liked it, bro.
Green Lantern deserves
Even
to be
like
on
the
here.
CGI.
messy plot, the cartoonist CGI.
Like, I don't know, I
whoever
liked
the
it,
fuck
bro.
this guy is. But the sole reason I'm adding Green Lantern 2011 to this list is the fact that this movie was so fucking bad. No one has touched Green Lantern since. Think about
Nah,
that.
for real.
This movie has done so
I haven't
much
seen no other adaptation of Green Lantern since, bro.
damage to Green Lantern's good name that he has been banned from superhero movies. They have slandered Green Lantern. Green Lantern is one of my favorite Justice League members. Doesn't even matter which Green Lantern it is either. His dynamic with characters like the Flash,
Oh yeah, and that's Batman.
Batman's real?
Yeah, he's over there.
or Hulk Girl
He's
have
like, yeah, he's over
consistently
there.
been a highlight for me when watching other DC universes, like the DCAU. So how in the world did GL 2011 capture none of those aspects that make Green Lantern cool? It makes you wonder how a comic book movie can even be bad in the first place. Like, my G, the script is right there.
For
Now,
real.
I'm not going to be biased here because I like Green Lantern more. I was on the Fantastic Four 2015's head for CGI, so I'm just going to add this, and we're going to move on and never talk about it again. Parallax was chosen to be the villain of Green Lantern 2011, and that's such a whack choice. Like, who the fuck is that? Just
who-
put
what the
Sinestro
fuck
in the
is that?
movie, you dumbasses. Now, the whole point of getting a Green Lantern ring is your willpower. However, this movie doesn't even show you why Hal is worthy of getting a Green Lantern ring. Instead of earning his ring through willpower, growth, personal development,
Yeah, he
or,
just
I don't
kinda
know,
gave it to him.
literally anything, he pretty much just stumbles onto the role.
Yeah,
of the
like,
hero.
that was-
currently there's so
Yeah, that's
much.
kind of stupid, but I actually kind of like that, like the scenery of it. But the idea was like, oh, it's supposed to be chosen to. It's kind of like the thing with like the hammer, with Thor's hammer, but like it's choosing you, but it just kind of like chosen for no reason.
Untapped potential that Green Lantern has, especially with all the different types of lantern cores there is. In this movie, you don't really see any of that. No red lanterns, no blue lanterns, barely even yellow lanterns.
that would be
but like
fire
I
if you
said,
seen
the
all that,
sole
though.
reason this movie is on this list is because it has blacklisted Green Lantern from comic book movies. What I'm about to show you is the only thing I can remember about seeing or mentioning Green Lantern post Green Lantern 2011.
No protectors here. No lanterns. No Kryptonian.
I'm about to bomb this whole motherfucker.
Now, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but I just need to see it one more time for the culture, please. I just can't believe that this is so... Wait, what did you... The budget for Green Lantern 2011 was what?
200 million?
Answered because we
They got that much money to be that
finally
ass? Oh
see
my
another
gosh.
member of the Green Lantern Corps in the
Yo, that's
Superman Legacy
crazy.
trailer.
Yo,
So
yeah, I
please,
did see that. That
free
nigga was
TL
amazing.
from the lies on his name.
I don't know why that nigga got a bowl cut, bro. I always thought it. I always wondered why the fuck they got that nigga a bowl cut, dude.
Really?
Now, this one is a little bit of a
Hellboy?
weird pick because for some reason, Hellboy has consistently had movies throughout the early 2000s
I never
to
watched
even
Hellboy.
now, with a mixture of meh movies and some really good ones. However, Hellboy 2019 is neither meh nor really good. It is nothing short of horrid.
Holy shit, this is hot garbage.
I dare say my eyes have been offended to have ever seen this movie in theaters. It crammed
You watched
so
it in
many things
theaters?
into one plot and somehow missed on every single thing that they crammed in. Hellboy
No, you
2019
ain't.
is a perfect example of oversaturation. Oversaturation has plagued many comic book
What does
movies.
that mean?
Movies like Spider-Man 3 suffer from it. But in most cases, some aspects were done perfectly. For example, Sandman. Hellboy, though? I'm not even that much of a Hellboy fan to begin with, and even I know that this movie is just such a mess. The tone of Hellboy swings from being dark, gruesome, and surprisingly gory for a comic book movie, then flips the script and becomes a slapstick comedy. By the way, none of it was funny at all, which personally lost my attention.
I never
almost
watched this
instantly.
Hellboy movie.
To this day, I'm not sure who the villain was. It kind of reminds me of the Phantom Menace. I'm just not sure what the plot was. But again, to be fair, I'm not the biggest Hellboy fan. But if some random person walked into Iron Man 1 knowing nothing about Iron Man,
Jarvis, scan this guy's balls.
it would be pretty easy to follow the plot and enjoy the movie. I shouldn't have to have a fucking PhD in Hellboy comics to understand anything that's going on. David Harbour tried his best to carry this lump of dookie on his back, but one man can only do so much. Coming off of the Ron Perlman Hellboy movies, which are pretty unanimously loved, and this version of Hellboy stood no chance. I'm sure he'll get another movie eventually, so maybe this one will be able to have more than a 17%.
Damn, 17%.
In the world of comic book movies, there will always be good and there will always be bad. And if making a part 2 is something that you guys would want, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think the worst.
Hey man, good video from this dude right here, bro. Quick little short video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. That's gonna be it, man. Peace.